We are just I believe two players left to get on the server. I could be wrong there.
Hopefully we get an update in our ears as to what's happening. But yeah, guys, as said, the SNEC is underway. The Mythic boys are putting on a show for you. Xion's like, that's not my team.
He just swings for him as he walks away. Get out of there.
All right, look, guys, this is the final chance to dance here. Put those hashtags in on Twitter, Battlegrounds. Let me see who you're backing in this one. Who has the squads under wraps? These teams have trained for this. I'll go through what dynamics change in this, how area denial comes in, all the synergy comes out, the individual roles, the strategies, how loot spread apart, and how teams are going to have to be really focused on where they go to. There's lots of options. Primorsk, Military Island, you've got the radio tower, you've got Nova, you've got Milt Power. All of these places are so viable. And Sims, they've all vanished. Is it time for the game to start?
I think it is. It looks like they're in the plane. The bird's in the air. We'll see where she comes in from. On the map now, let's see what it's going to be. Straight over Millie. So coming from the south, we move up almost to the middle, just to the left. We're going to go across Pachinki, direct center, and then it's going to end on Severny also. So we got Rostock a possibility. We got people who could dive off and move to Primorsk. There's a lot of options here, Pansy.
So the extremities in this one that are the safer bets, if you get a car, the likes of Milta Power, Milta, Prison Shelter, the Pubg Mansion, all out on the east. As it has a slightly sort of west approach, you can still get to Primorsk, you can still get to the hospital, Georgopol. Zaki again is one on the outskirts. Let's keep in mind where all these teams go towards. This is what I'm excited about. You're seeing Cloud9 getting out there. I think we've got about 2 to maybe 3 teams fighting over the Military Island. I wonder if we're going to see a Novo split off or how they're going to play this one through.
Just to notice as well, one thing that we're starting to see are kind of people getting their own meta, what they're happy and more comfortable with. I think this is maybe the 3rd, 4th, even 5th time we've just seen Luminosity Gaming dive out of a plane. As soon as the planes come in, let's get out, boys. Let's get us boots on the ground. Let's find some stuff. Plenty of people now here down at Millie. Opts to leave the vest and get himself a weapon because they know there's people behind them.
They need to get this loot fast, and the Kar 98 actually isn't the best early pickup because you need something for close quarter combat. You're kind of hoping for ARs, shotguns, which they have, but they're looting as a group here. Lost aiming. We've got Whitey there as well, so they're all kind of doing the same sort of thing. Luminosity playing the south side of the island, going to go down the houses. They can work their way through to Nova if they fancy it. Stone Mountain on the long shoot here. Now, let's have a look elsewhere. So, Rozhog, not too surprising. Seeing Mythic there, they like that one. We've got a couple of players going out towards Yasnaya. And yeah, so that's a 4 team, that's fine. They're pretty safe. We have a lot of players eyeing up Georgopol. Only 2 splitting through to Yasnaya. Interesting. I'm wondering if there's going to be other players joining them eventually, or are they going for the split up here? Oshi7 up on Big Red. Now, he's actually not on the early team that we saw earlier, going towards the apartment. So there's at least 2 teams here. So again, he's with, I think, Sequisha, Serenity, and Julia. Now, no helmet yet. Does have body armor, only level 1, but he's got the guns, right? He's gone for the risky play. Now, I'm wondering if we're going to see the early battle come down here, because they've gone for the apartments on the other side, the other team. We've got the kind of offices and that sort of side split up between the other team now. So TSM going to go in towards the northern side of Georgopol. It's probably the safer side until vaulting comes through. That could change this dynamic. You can see it's a walled environment. You can get great loot out of this. I think we saw a couple of other players eyeing up Georgopol. I don't know if they've gone to the northern side or where they're going to split this through, but this is good so far for Oshi7. 2 full, fully geared out rifles. I don't know if he's got a scope on it yet, but full auto capability, and then he's got the Scar pretty on single fire. So he's pretty good for now. He's taking the risk to go to Big Red. He's got the loot. He needs to get a helmet, back away with his team. And basically what I was talking about before is area denial and dominance. So essentially, you put your 4 players in a position where you can dominate certain areas and you have contact points. That's all you should be doing. You shouldn't be overextending here. You shouldn't be going out on your own. But I do hear a couple of shots going through, so maybe they're starting to see each other. We have 3 different teams going for the northern side of Georgopol.
TSM all spreading to the left-hand side. We'll take the apartments, visit the back, and then we'll see MPR also all spread out across it. Several teams, as Pansy did mention. And then we look on the opposing side of Georgetown. We got Liquid down here. We've also got Stylish Noob Shaka and his team down there to the side of the hospital. So we could see some big engagements going on here. I'm really excited to see where the circle's going to be and where this is going to be forcing people around. We've also got the Panda Boys there over in the containers. So there's going to be a lot of gunfights going down, all depending on where this circle will force them into. But 1, 2, 3, what's that? Around 6 teams all throughout George.
And I actually like the way Liquid are playing this. The 2 players who've gone to the south side, Georgopol, I actually prefer that loot there. It's got incredibly high chance of very nice loot. You've got some very accessible buildings that will actually give you some really easy approaches. And yeah, this is good for all the Military Island players. Whoever dominates out, there's generally about 2, maybe 3 teams left. I'd say about 2 specifically in this environment, unless people are being very safe, who can actually dominate the island and the bridge. They'll have to consider how they exit down the line, because it probably won't end on this side of things if you look at the percentage of it being there for now. But that's all said and done. Now, something that's actually quite interesting that I like, that I hope we see here from Oshi7, Julia, Serenity.
He's rotated completely away from them.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that if you're looting around the apartments here in the Military Island, it's very easy to know where you've been and where you've not been, and it's easier for other teams to see that because you leave doors open, or at least most teams do. Even if you have some sort of, close the door system after you, you'll generally be able to leave a trace, so they can see roughly where you're at. So it's a really nice thing to keep tabs on that. Maybe put on down near the silos, being that scout almost. But I want to see if we see those kind of defined roles here. I want to see if we see snipers coming through. I want to see if we see maybe more aggressive close quarter players. People like that. We see a lot of kind of support players coming in already, and defining themselves as that. I'm not going to be the one getting the mad frags here, but I'll happily play my role. So let's have a little look how they're approaching this. So we have Liquid quite split up again. They've gone for the kind of 2 players towards one area, 2 towards another, and maybe going to crunch together at the end. Maybe one team going to go for the longer looting approach. So essentially you take your time, go through the Gatka south side houses, work your way back up. And I've got to say, for me, Liquid are probably the team that, I wouldn't say have the most pressure, but have a lot to bring to the plate here, because they've done the boot camp, they have great individual players, they've been proving that they're all very, very diligent. Well, he's been a little quiet for my taste. I think we could see more from him. But again, Cloud9 staying as a collective, 4 players here, moving their way through Pachinki, heading out towards the farming side. You've got a couple of these long buildings that they can go through. Also, they can go to the plateau. They've got great loot here, actually. Borg already got the suppressed Scar there. Looks like it's well set. Level 2'd up. He's looking pretty nice at this point. Well into the circle, too. And we've got some people going for the crates. A little bit of a flip and a flop, but we know the Darcy is pretty strong.
Doot. They'll turn up indeed. We'll see what they get out of this crate. It could be a nice little care package for them. We'll find out in just a sec. One person's going to jump out. In fact, both of them will be jumping out, so they're both going to go for it. We've got an 8 times. We've got an M24. We've got plenty of ammo, tactical stock as well. Backpack med kit, and knocked out from falling. So Killer Kapowski.
But you can get revived.
Yes, she can do, but it looks like she may have just dived out of the car a little bit too quickly
there.
It
could be a bike, it could be a car. But the thing I would say, as well for me, I actually prefer the M24 to the AWM. Now, I know that's going to be a ridiculous statement to some people, because obviously the AWM does a lot of damage, but 7.6, right? You can pick it up, you can start running the AK, full auto, well kitted. By the time you're looking at crates anyway, at least normally you're pretty well geared. And there's even more. And these boys spotted someone out early.
I think Dingus definitely cop for him.
These two onto this, okay, this is a big battle. You can see Chappie now getting up close and personal. He's trying to move up towards the fern trees, and he's got great cover as well. His teammates have got his back. Already going to take down Dingus Khan, but the revives are coming in, the meds are coming out, and now they need to move up as a collective, punish them while they've got that teammate knocked out, and there's still players split up here.
That was fantastic work from Chappie, because it was actually Dingus Khan who did have the drop on him, so he's definitely heard it. Turned on a pinhead, managed to take him down, answers back now. Dingus Khan still, he's crouching forward. He at least is behind that tree, so he can try and stay alive for a little bit longer. But what do you do here? Do you take the fight, or do you wait this one out?
They have to.
There's not... I mean, when you look at this one, Dingus Khan's in a... He should, in theory. I don't know how they're going to get him up from there unless they manage to take him out. Chappie's still tanked up there from that initial engagement. The grenades are coming in. They're forcing them back, but... Are they going to... No, they're going to back off from this one. They're just going to leave them be and move away.
They can flank to the hill, right? Because that's probably the end goal for them. They can get the high ground, and they've got them pinned here. Or they fall back away, and you can see Yunru doing some great work. He's been able to get some damage down. Good shots being put back, so it's not like a clean escape, but they could fall to the hill, they could fall to cover, and basically let themselves in. They're not in a rush, and again, there's no real escape from this either for the other team, for Evermore and the boys. There's nowhere to run to where they can't be seen. They can run up the hill and get a little bit of cover. There is enough there for the terrain to work. But for now, look at, Solid FPS has got a really clean spot here, actually. If you look at Solid FPS, if we can get a little glimpse, he's spotting up above the little hut there. Really nice work. But these guys, trying to work out where they are. So they're still in Georgia Pole, but I think they're going to have a couple of fights coming through here. They're eyeing up where the vehicles are, because they need to start moving. Going to get themselves a buggy, maybe having to be called back to position, but at least they know there's one there for the escape. Cloud9 are on the run. They are going to go towards the hill. They're going to get themselves out of there, put down the wall of smoke.
That's incredible.
And it's nice disengage from Cloud9. They don't want to get caught up early. They know what's on the line here, lots of money, so... And a couple of shots coming out from the Panda side, spotting out a couple of players, leaving from, I think that's near Georgia Pole again, but on the other side, coming out from the crate side.
Making their way across the bridge. They do spot the UAZ, so they at least can get out of there and make their way into the circle. Now they're all going to go. There's no one inside the compound, otherwise that could be extremely dangerous. Time and time again, you will come across this bridge and you just get mowed down by those houses, because they are an absolute treat, because you've got full 360 visual. If you put the squad and spread them across those houses, you can pretty much do anything you want, especially if the circle comes up this way. But it's not. They're all going to force to get in the car now. Everyone's going to start to get their way out of the way. This is a dangerous one for Smack, if anyone does spot. We saw it yesterday. I can't remember which player it was. I think it was Flom who took out the guy going across the bridge. Because you're such an open target on the back of these buggies. But, you know, sometimes it gets the job done. You've got to make your way inside the circle.
They're quite close to each other. These two teams moving around, they're actually not that far. I don't know if they're going to go along the roadside. They probably won't. Jared's going to be listening out for this as well. He's quite isolated. He's got his teammate behind him, but still, you've got to be a little bit cautious here, a little bit careful at this point.
TSM playing a different game, because usually the kind of guys that will happily sit outside in the blue and loot late game, are they moving to a different area? Are they moving inside?
Well, this is squad battles for me. You can take a good gamble as a collective and then play together off the back of it. So you go down somewhere like George, a high-value area. You get enough loot that you can survive level 2 up, essentially, get at least 1 AR, bit of meds. So you're well enough set. You're not at the prime position where you're like, I can take any fight, but you're good enough, which is what they should be after a little bit of a loot at George. They should move in the early rotate towards a circle, at least it looks like what they're doing here. Get to an early spot nice and quickly, and then just play on the extremities. I think we can actually hear some of the comms here, so let's have a little listen in. Yeah, let's listen to the Liquid side right now.
You still have that 8 as well, right, Spoon?
Yeah, I have a say, yeah. You're gonna grab it? You wanna meet to me, right?
Yeah.
Grab it? Yeah, okay.
Well, if I'm gonna drop it, the extended for SKS, I should.
I can't really carry it, I think. But I'll try.
Loot that out.
Okay.
So basically, they're just talking through loot, trying to spread the wealth, right? You want to get everyone on the right thing. And we're seeing everyone now starting to consider where the circle is, or at least moving to some decent cover, decent ground. And the guys already having a little bit of a scrap or two, but...
Oh, they've spotted someone. Is that the TSM guys from earlier on?
I don't think so. That's a lot of ground they'd have covered if it was. No, that's Gassy Mexican. The other side of the team are further ahead. They could set up a trap here, try and stop themselves, maybe pinch these guys as they move up, but everyone's trying to get towards that circle now.
Very clever what they've done, though. The Panda guys have split off into 2 different vehicles, so if one does get taken down, the others will stay alive, and that's kind of what we've been seeing throughout the duos, where 2 players will, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to get tanked up. He actually knocked one out. That's going to be Panda 117 who falls. Yumru knocking him out. Several people. So many bodies hitting the floor there. My word.
Great upgrade
Panda
as well.
Just got annihilated.
Yeah, you can get on the Car 98 here if they fancy it too, which they should be doing, get a bit of range, try and get that nice balance, and get everyone able to be up on that good loot in the team. That's what you basically get at this. You get one fight that you win out, you're certainly well set. SK12 with a 4 times, I'm not so sure. Now, the Northern battle's going to be interesting. Nice movement from TSM. You can see them keeping in mind the time, but this could be an interesting battle, moving away from the school side. Yasna is still pretty lightly populated, but at the end of the day, you're seeing a lot of the teams go on the long play around this.
The actual good thing, what they did there, by splitting off into 2 vehicles, it's kept them in the tournament, Pansy, because if they all would have been in that same car, all 4 would have been dead. Speaking of that, they're actually answering back. No, they've been taken out. It looks like Hotted has actually just sealed the deal on them as they turned up where they were going on their destination. They arrived, and unfortunately, yes, indeed, they are dead. They go down, so not a real good last few minutes there for Panda, unfortunately. Meanwhile, C9 all grouping up together. We're looking at some more POV, see where Interrogating his crew is. They're just getting some cars, getting ready to go when they need to. Checking out Borg there. Level 2 out of his mind. No level 3s on them, I don't believe. We kind of saw from one of the players it was Liquid as they were moving. They did have a Car 98 with an ACOG on, so at least they have a sniper rifle.
Up against Noble as well. They're very close by. If one of these 2 teams opens up on anyone crossing through, heading from that kind of western side throughout, there's going to be a huge engagement and the other team can creep up on them. You can see Evermore's not too far away either. Level 3 helmet here for Zweback, so at least he can play out the window, keep tabs on this, keep a watch on it. Now, he's not in the next safe zone, but they're pretty well set for now. They can traverse in quite comfortably, still on the side of the circle, but not great loot in the form of weaponry.
No, not really. When you look at in the long term, I'm trying to see if any of them does have a sniper rifle, because it would be best to try and give him that level 3 helmet. Meanwhile, Borg, unfortunately, is getting completely taken down. That's going to be Wan takes him with an M16. Going to try and get to cover here. Several other people, and he is out. Borg is dead. Evermore takes him with the Car 98.
And that's after the engagement they had earlier, taking down the likes of Gassy Mexican's team and co. Basically, it got them a bit of range. We haven't seen that much before. We still see them with shotguns here, a couple of them, but they did manage to pick up SKS's Car 98s, able now to take these fights. Cloud9 go in full third-person perspective. Let's hear what they're up to.
Anyone rotating sweater, keep your eyes peeled. We gotta screw up anyone that tries to rotate past us.
So, solid FPS there, caught out on his own. Basically, it seemed like part of the Cloud9 guys are in a good position to catch rotates. That was the main point. They're still here. They can be the kind of gatekeepers of the next position. but the problem is that they weren't all there together. It's very hard as a squad to not get caught out on your own, but that was a little bit lax from them in my eyes. Yeah,
they did chill off for a second. Meanwhile, Dingus Khan can be pushing up. He's got a level 3 vest, only a level 1 helmet, which is a little bit unfortunate for him. Interrogate's on the horizon, though. The Noble boys can hear these shots cracking off, and they know people are falling, so they're just waiting to come down. He's created himself a little bit of a base, put the US in front of him. He's also got the bike if they do need to jump on and bail out. However, look at this. Noble are primed and waiting for the guys on the opposing side for intro. It looks like they've got the information, Pansy. They're backing off for a second. We could be seeing a good engagement going down between this. I mean, you wouldn't expect them to push it because it's an open ground area. Why would you really run up there and just go through? If they don't have the information, though, they could be getting met. In fact, it looks like they're dipping to the left, so they kind of know what's going on here. But both these two teams just trying to feel each other out. I'm honestly surprised no one's really playing towards the eastern side of this map yet. It's probably the safest part. You look where the plane drops initially, you look at the trajectory, it's obviously going to favor the kind of western side. And this is why I like what TSM are doing. They're kind of playing slightly further out towards the east. Like, there's almost no one at Pubg here. You've got one player going for the drop, obviously out in the sea. Stoda, and we've still got the team up towards the north in Yasnaya. But yeah, the vast majority are all locked around this kind of shelter to farm section. And it's basically, you almost don't want to engage at these points. They don't know how many are there, of course. They don't understand how rife this is with players, but any next circle that forces these guys to move from one side to the other are going to be having a lot of battles throughout this area. Liquid separated earlier on, but now they're all back together and once again creating themselves a little bit of a base. We're going to see Sakisha, though, killing Stone Mountain with an AKM. We did see them kind of splitting off. You watch where Vicstar was. He was completely north, but unfortunately Stone Mountain was completely south, so they went for a game where they wanted to kind of split up, play the late one, try and stay alive, and maybe if they spread themselves across the map, maybe they potentially could do that so they all didn't fall at the same time. He has, however, left himself open. As he does go down, we'll see Molman as well knocking one player. Not entirely sure which that was. I didn't quite catch it, but that looks like it's going to be Wan, so Wan's dead. Scoom. He's holding a different angle, so basically there's no safety to run back to here without one of the Liquid guys being able to see one of the opposing sides. It's beautiful play. It's very smart. He doesn't want to overextend, though. You can see these guys trying to recollect themselves, try and get over the hill lip, try and get over to the other edge, dodging and weaving as best he can. But oh, the Pan actually takes one of those shots for him. Really nicely done from the Pan there. MVP of the game. But for now, they do manage to find a little bit of cover as they do make it away to the other side of the ridge. I don't think he knows where he is because he's still staying on that ridge and still jumping. If he knew he was to his left-hand side, he'd obviously move right and go further down the hill, but clearly they don't have the information, so one of their players will drop. Speaking of players dropping, unfortunately C9 still huddled up here in the shack, 2 members alive. Another team also, it's going to be Yoonroot's team, 4 Entro. They're still going to be in the shack now chilling because they have just lost one also. But again, people just kind of boxing themselves in, Pansy, getting them in a bit of a dugout situation so they can just kind of hold this one because it's a very wide circle right now. This thing could really go anywhere and completely flip the game on its head. I actually really like the way the extremities being played out here by Serenity, Oshi7, the Luminosity guys. Drassel and Chipsy have got a really nice idea to it. I'm not sure if Ninja's still there. I can't see him. Obviously, the UI covers some of it. They've just got themselves a package as well. Look at that drop. Look, if you guys heard Andy and Forzen singing yesterday, you know that you don't go for drops all the time. All right, there's people watching that. Even though you sit there going, I can make it. As we kind of saw from Noble on day number 1. Yeah, exactly. You've got to be a little cautious on it. You don't need to necessarily go for these things every single time. They're a great adjustment, a great addition if you're dying for gear, but sometimes it's best to use it as bait. Sometimes it's best to hold your ground and just stay as you are and then kind of linchpin and pivot off the point. Which kind of when you looked at where Oshi7 was, for example, maybe if they step out, Luminosity, they're going to put themselves in the firing range. You know, they'll be able to see where they are, bear down on them. You can see it. It's right in front of them. We'll now see what Luminosity does. It's time to go. They're getting in the US and they're moving as a force. So look for them to enter the fight within the next few minutes. That is dead center. So this will be fun. So basically the most fight, at least in my eyes, will be the southwestern side as everyone kind of crunches in. For me, it's who's close enough to the circle already and has a bit of cover. So we've got Cloud9 in a good spot, Liquid as well. Killer Kapowski and the guys over there, good position, but Noble are going right past Cloud9. This could be a huge showdown if they actually take the engagement. AWM's on board, but everyone's so terrified to take these fights as we speak. Hodded still in this one, Forzen, of course, Andy with them as well. You're still in good position, but here come the shots, here comes the fire. Cloud9 huddling in together. You can see all the cars going past. They should start taking these engagements at some point, but then again, they are in the safe zone, so it's Liquid unleashing as we speak. Noble are in trouble. A couple of shots come through, a couple of knockouts come in. They're going to be having to operate with less than the ideal. There's the explosion as well. Ollie managed to take down Adaculus there, and now it looks like Noble are really struggling. Good work coming in, and now Forzen joins in, also giving away. They know there's another team here now. The more you see chiming in with these kills, the more you see Forzen doing that, you can work out where the other team are and how it's going to work out for you in the late game. Rather unfortunate there. Noble Noble drove up and just got completely annihilated and eliminated from the server. You saw 2 vehicles blowing up, 2 members going down, several of them getting knocked out. Liquid just washing players the way as they drive on by, and all of a sudden it's TSM's time. They are now turning up to the fight, but where they're going to go, they're going to go downstairs. This is a dangerous one, because if anyone's down here waiting for them,
gassy Mexicans here.
Dear, they can get funneled.
This could be huge, and you're going to hear these footsteps. You can see them third-personing, and it's a smart plan, but there's still so many angles. It's so dangerous to do this late game. I actually really don't like them going for this. Curvy Llama, you can see she's well aware of this being a possibility.
They're watching these tunnels and like, okay, I don't think this is the best option. We will abort mission. They're going to jump in the UAZs and dive away. So that'll at least, I think there's 2 vehicles between. Oh, is he being knocked out somewhere? Surely he's in the cars with them.
Well, we found Viz at least. He's just got absolutely hammered. So that's a bit of a revenge frag as well. They weren't able to kill the entirety of the Noble side. So there's the avenging moment. Boom's still considering what to do. He's over by the underground tunnels. This is Interrogate right here, and there's so many people around this area. Ollie as well managed to knock out Andy. That's a huge head to claim here.
All he needs to do is stay alive, though. Liquid Ollie will knock out Andy, as you did mention, K98 there, so we'll see another engagement going on. But the Noble guys, they've only got 1 player remaining, so they need to stay alive to grab those points, to get up into the top of that leaderboard if they want to stand any chance of being inside the money. All he now needs to do is get down and pray. Be a very sneaky beaver, approach these fights, don't tech them, just let people engage themselves, and then eventually turn up late game.
And even with Andy being knocked out there, the point is that if you hold buildings and you hold this, you're very likely to get revives in. So essentially that's the main game plan. You split 2-2, so you can't get overwhelmed in one, you don't get naded out or pinned out, but you always have a revive function there. Now, there's so many people alive because people are terrified. There's a lot of money on the line, of course, so people are not going to be rushing this. And we do see 2 teams very close by. The spray comes in, smack. You're hoping it was break with the spray with the Scar with that, but he does get a good connection, but also gives away his position. And there's so many players nearby. Very hard to play with those deflays and all that cover nearby, but you can see the push coming in down below. Anyone who tries to walk down there is getting absolutely hammered. It's a bit of a tunnel of doom as we speak.
One-shot girl trying to tank some players up on the hill there. She will have the K98 and a decent scope at least. Still going for these. One will lean the shot. You can see the bullets pinging off the floor, so those guys up there, they're in a really, really bad spot because there's nowhere else to go. Spygia takes out Evermore. Yunru also will fall, but that's going to be Shaka's POV we're on at the moment. Boom! See you later, my friend. He is eliminated. Down he goes with the grenade. In the meantime, we hop on board with the Mythic guys. There's just fights kicking off all over the place, and this is because of this circle. It's just forcing everybody in from the circle. There's no real advantage to where people are.
So Andy hotted. All of these guys should be winning these fights. They have the full cover. Everyone else is moving towards them. You can see the panic, the fear. Everyone's prone down, trying to find a bit of cover, a bit of something to work with. There's almost nothing here. They're trying to get the revives in, but they need someone to make a distraction play, keep them busy so they can't push, so they can't nade. And that's what Yamaton is doing right now. Nading up and over, going to keep them busy as much as he can. Smoke, nades, doesn't matter. Give them a couple of seconds. We know the fire comes in from the back lines. They are struggling severely here. There's no respite. There's no one stopping. Evermore is destroying the opponents as we speak. This guy gets the revives in. They're back up now, and these guys are in a decent spot, but the circle is far away. This will push out this side of the circle. We're down to 58 here. These battles are not over.
3 of them fall in consecutive reason. And now the circle's moved once again. Only 3 teams are there, but plenty of people are turning up to fight, and there is red dots all over the place. Andy Pyro, SKS in hand, just checking outside. Let's see what he does. He's going to get pre-stimmed up and pre-healed. Unfortunately,
no helmet on Hotted.
Yeah, I was just about to say, someone's dinked him at least. So he's clearly seen someone's died there, managed to at least get a level 1. It's better than nothing. It's not the best of things. Finds himself, whether or not this is his... In fact, no, because obviously he's killed someone there, so he's turned up to this compound late game. There's a car packed. His teammates in there as well. And they've got a bit of a decent position for now, but I tell you what, they have such a long way to go.
Yeah, a teammate might just screw him over to just take out the tires right about now, just to be a nuisance. Or they can go for the shots. They might as well. Oh, they're taking too long on this. That's a disaster for Fozen and the boys. Big spray down comes in as Dingus can't define the shot towards Andy, and they were just segregated. They weren't getting a lovely connection from Evermore. And at the moment, there's a huge battle here. They need these cars, but they also want to take down the opponents. How do you play this one out? They do get the final kill. They give down Andy. The big heavy hitter is now out from this team.
Previous winner yesterday, he is gone. Rather unfortunate for him. Some great shots cracking off here from Evermore with the K98. 3 of them, though, now. They are just pinned in. Evermore and the boys for intro. They know that they need to move. So that's exactly what they're going to do, but they're going to run perpendicular just to see if anyone else wants to take another pop. If not, probably dive inside that car and just get a wriggle on. Zweback, level 3 helmet, but not the best of guns. SK12 in his back pocket and an Uzi. Not really much you can do with that one long term, but level 3 vest, level 3 bag bag, level 2 helmet here for Adren, and he definitely knows someone's here. In fact, you can just see them now on the horizon. 1, 2, 3 players.
He's also got a Car 98. I'm not sure what scope he's got on it, but he could take this. Once his teammates get with him into position, you can see they're just below. They can engage once they sit still. Takes his time on the shot, needs the headshot as well. He gets it. Signed, sealed, delivered. Adren once more as well. Eyeing up the rest. He can't get the give, of course. He can do another tag. He needs his teammates there, and they do it. That's good work from them. And this is what I like to see. Good coordination, good timing on the engagements, still being aware of their backs as well. This is what I expect from these guys. Hayes as well, finding Moondie. There's a lot of action going down. WTCN still in this too as well. So much action across the map here.
Mythic just laying down the law. Several players falling. We'll see a Groza in play as well. That's going to be Anger taking one out. Interrogate also claims one himself. One shot girl just creeping around. Still inside the circle. Some great shots here from MPR, making sure they're trying not to get away with that car. Flom takes out one as well. Tobias will go down with the AKM, and he's just tagging him up, tanking him away. Hayes knocks out one. Chappie knocks out one.
Cloud9 are in trouble.
Oh, Cloud9. They got one player. No, I think they're going to be gone, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's the end of Cloud9's life in this competition right now.
Look how many people are alive, and look at this circle. Can we just show the map for one quick second? I know you want to see the action, but you need to see what we're going into. Look at this. It's ridiculous. There's so many fights all over the place. Let's dive in on one of the battles going down right now. The eastern side is being pinched in. Oshi and the team are in real trouble here. You can see Sequisha's been knocked out. Or been killed, should I say. They're having to move into preset teams. Julia dying out of the play zone. That's pretty Oshi7 just about making it to the tree. He's going to try and do the Rambo effort here, all on his lonesome, but there's so many eyes looking towards him. So many nades. And yeah, Scoom's going to find Oshi7. It's looking like that one is all done and dusted. Good position here coming out from those guys, WCTN and the Bosphorus boys.
It just shows and goes to show how wild this is, because every time you see one team shooting at another, it's another team that comes in and cleans up the kills. Every single time you'll just see a little bit of an engagement, someone else jumps in the fight. We see Interrogate finally killing one player that's going to be dying outside the circle. Umroot and Evermore just laying ever so steady, but they do have the bike if they need to get away. Vixter also finally falls. That's going to be Interrogate's kill.
Only one team is now in the circle safely, and that's TSM. Everyone else will have to go there eventually. Adren, Lex, and Flom still need to traverse their way in there, but they've spread out a player just behind the tree, and they need to get past it. But shots coming in from left, right, and center make them wonder who else is watching this. Where else can I go? Nade to hand, and they're waiting to drop this one.
Ninja takes out one with an AWM. That's going to be a that grenade hit. Oh, they're just going just so short. Tags him, though. That's a nice answer back.
With the level 3 vest, that's going to be the AWM or something pretty heavy coming through. If that's going to be landing like that, I'm not sure who's landing those shots on him. It's pretty darn far away, whoever that may be.
It'll be Ninja, because Ninja does have the AWM in hand.
It might be, because his helmet was already damaged, so if he took a shot to the head, that would have broken and probably knocked him. So I can only think it was that at that sort of damage range. However, that aside, let's jump in on who we have left here. One shot girl tries to get into cover, tries to find a bit of respite.
Close the door.
Doesn't shut the door behind. Maybe born in a barn, who knows, but holding on to this position for dear life.
Please shut the door on me. Leave me alone. Ninja knocks out WTCN with the AWM, so he's gone down there. Cross comes in, unfortunately takes out one for them. 2 kills now coming in for Adren.
You gotta run.
They've got to move because it's going to start to do that ticking damage, but he is double stimmed up at least. And look at the Dacia, dead people. It just pulls up.
Away.
That might have just been the savior of the game, annihilating that team so they can just drag his dead body out and take away with the car.
Yeah, it is, but you're going to make a hell of a lot of noise. You know, it's a big welcome to the party here. Mithrai's now going to make a run for it, but he's in the open, in trouble. He's going to try and dodge and weave and try and do what he can, but it looks like Lex and the guys are taking a bit of a second to heal up and then get into the battle. Hope that everyone else does the damage for them. This is a huge fight. Stat's been found. Oh, the car just about misses Mumino. He stays alive, but now the crunch happens. Everyone's getting together. Luminosity find a bit of cover in towards that huge hangar. Lucy Mace just roll up towards it. That's going to be another battle going down. Nice bit of cover here towards this side of things in the south. But yeah, everyone's getting knocked out by the play zone. This is going to start hurting. All the Mythic guys have now fallen into trouble. Gypsy gets found by the M24. Scoom delivers that to the brain. He's going to be crawling away, tail between legs. Not much more to be said about him unless a revive can come out from Ninja. He has to be an MVP here again.
Luminosity doing some work. Can he get this player up? He's checking every single corner because this is such a dangerous position to be in. He needs to get these players up. There is another one on the opposing side. So that could be Luminosity with 4 players up should they get the revives. But now it's all onto Liquid. They need to move in. They're moving up.
Scoom's got an 8. Is that an 8? No, M24, excuse me. So yeah, he's going to be a big heavy hitter as well. Player he's going to be looking at. Ollie
grabs himself one as well. 17 remaining on the map. We'll just see Ollie trying to get this guy round the corner of the tree. He knows he's there. He's going to get some sprays off. M4 in hand, silencer to hand as well. Nice ACOG scope, level 3 helmet, level 2 vest. Ninja takes Forzen also, so he has got his teammates up. Luminosity playing an amazing game so far.
But Liquid's positioning is going to be able to catch him on the cross, so it will be Ninja having to dig him out of that position or hope that someone else engages them on their way towards that kind of slow side of the circle, towards the southwest-western side. Yeah, good tag from Scoom, but tags are not enough at this point. 16 alive, that's still a lot of teams up. So again, Liquid, I like the position. They're playing really well as a collective. They've got great loot on this one. Break is being an absolute git. This is what I mean. This is why I asked where Break was. He's been playing the circle the whole time. It means that his team is getting an incredibly higher ranking than it should have been. That is him just playing the game, isn't it? Fair play to the guy. If he can do it, why not? But right now, Luminosity up against Liquid is the big battle here. A little bit of cover left in the open, but actually they're finding these kills. Ninja still going to be doing the damage, and Moleman just gets caught by the blue zone. They're running into this one. It looks like Luminosity are going to hold their ground as long as they can.
Now they're going to have to run, though, because the blue's on the back. But I tell you what, it's Ninja who's spraying people down. Make that 5. Knocks out that's going to be Ollie going down. Lays on the floor. He's going for this, gets the kill as well. Make that 6. Amazing work from Luminosity there. All 4 players still remain. They're spreading out, and look at the players that are just dying all across the blue zones, doing its damage. 8 alive, and LG, they have all 4. Make that, so it's a 4-on-3 right now.
Yeah, we're going to see the positioning that Ninja takes. He can go solo on this one. He kind of wants to play by himself almost in a way. Let the other 3 players they are. He can kind of be the split-up factor. But I wonder if they're going to realize, is Break still alive? That's what I'm curious about as well here. Has he played the system that much? Has he proven another point here? We'll find out in a second. It's close quarter combat time. As now Ninja's looking for more. This guy's hungry for the kills just over this ridge. There could be players by the tree. We're hearing the shots come off. Mumino's taking down APR. They're all prone in the grass. You can see Ninja now eyeing up the shot. And back and forth we go. Waiting this one out is Mumino. Sprays in. He does take down Ninja. Getting too hungry. Want to do it all himself. But surely this can't be the superhero effort from Mumino. No, it's not. He goes down. Second position for him. But overall, Luminosity putting up a great performance.
LGG, they claim their first victory this weekend. And what an amazing run by those players, standing the ground inside the compound at the end there, just by the empty farm. They had to run it. They had Liquid to go up against, but I tell you what, they took the fight, Pansy. They did it well. Ninja stayed alive. Then you saw Drassel coming in, won him himself. But what an awesome game from these guys. Drop all the way at the bottom, and then just slowly work your way in, stand your ground, take your fights when you need to. And I like what Ninja did, just kind of cut off from the rest of the pack to be that little bit of bait, give the information to the team, and then all of a sudden, well, it all paid off. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. LG take game 1.